Shalom. I don't have my usual setup here tonight because I couldn't do that at the moment. Right now things are a little messed up for me, but we'll live. And my Zoomers are not here yet, but then they didn't know, they didn't know like yesterday that I was going to be doing this. Rabbi Nancy doesn't usually Zoom. She kind of prefers not to. Something to do with the sound that she gets. And I've got an awesome microphone recommended by Rabbi Blaine. Anyhow. Shabbat Shalom, but Shalom Ellen and Ziona. It will be here on Zoom in a minute. And we'll go to Hine Matov. Come on. If I can remember how to do this. There we are. Hey, Ziona, how are you doing? Oh, Albert's here.
Got my vaccine a few hours ago, my second vaccine.
Ah, how you feel?
I was a little woozy after, but I had ice cream, so I'm fine.
Well, good. I hope you don't have any reaction other than that.
I expect to, since I have an autoimmune disease, but
well, sometimes the first one is different from the second. So
yeah.
Who knows? Shalom, Albert. את כולנו יחד. And let's see, go back to my octopus moment. And there's Amy. Okay. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorak. Baruch Adonai HaMevorak leolam va'ed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Havat Olam. Your love has embraced us, always, in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. Shema. And I want to say hi to Yosef, and welcome. Yosef is from Brazil, and I'm always glad to see him. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you on this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and wherever you go, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them, Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God. Adonai Elohechem emet. Adonai, your God, is true. Mi chamocha. Like you, Adonai, among all that is worshipped, who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders. O God, you are a consolation to your creatures. For in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care, and we are comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawns give us confidence, and sleep is a friend. You are here. We fail words to say, Ma Tov. Baruch atah Adonai, haborei sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Praised are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrei kedutei ve'amlich malkutei, ve'kayekonu v'yom ekonu v'chayei l'kol beit Yisrael, bagala bagala uvizman kariv v'imeru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarak le'alav ulal me'amaya yitbarak yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shemei kedusha berichu leila mikol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nekemata damiran be'alma v'imeru amen. And we come to the center of our service, the Amidah. Adonai, sivatai tiftaku fi agiti latecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. נחלקים קיים בחסד, נקיים הכל ברקמים רבים, צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. נקמו כמה גבורות ומזומרות, מלך ממית ומקיים ומצמיח ישועה. ולמען אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקיים הכל. Please take this moment to say your own private prayer from your heart. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה ברכו. לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותון ובותון דכל ישראל, קודם אבוהון דשמיא אמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה בן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל אמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. Okay, I'm going to stop the share for a moment. And this week's Torah portion is called Behar Bechukotai, one of the tongue twister names, actually two portions. So Bihar, that's not hard, and it means in the mountain. In the mountain, interesting. I guess you could translate that as on the mountain, but God's actually speaking to Moses on the mountain, or perhaps in the mountain, who knows, maybe. And they're discussing sabbaticals. That every 7 years, the land has to rest. Interesting that in arriving at Mount Sinai, the first thing they talked about was slaves, because of course they had been slaves. So we had to say how we would treat other people. And in 3,300 years ago, slavery was a common practice even among the Jews. So we had to have a set of rules on how to deal with slaves. We also have to take care of the earth. That includes not only people, but animals and the land itself. So just as we have a sabbatical once a week, Shabbat, the land needs to rest from having grown stuff. It's called the Shemitah. And that's how that worked. There were also rules about governing the sale of land, and prohibitions against fraud. And if we lent people money, we couldn't ask for interest. Now, isn't that interesting? In The Merchant of Venice, one of the biggest complaints about Shylock was that his interest rate was too high. And that was one of the really, really bad things that he did. And yet, that was the only way Jews could survive during that period, the 1500s and 1600s. They were only allowed to do certain kinds of work. And one of the kinds of work that they were allowed to do was lending money. And lending money required them throughout Europe to have to require interest, payback. It's just, and of course Shylock was not, he was considered in that play to be a bad guy. But over the centuries, I think most Jews have recognized the fact that in a way you could say it is what it is. They had no choice in what they had to do to survive. And Shylock was while he one of his interest things was to ask for the pound of flesh from the chest area, the heart. Okay, that's not good. But then on the other hand, he was an angry man. And frankly, in many ways, I don't blame him. So anyway, but that was one of the things that they talked about, the additional, you couldn't you couldn't collect interest if you lent someone money. That's all I'm going to say for today. And I have an interesting thought for tomorrow. It's something I got from, it's a Meaningful Life, Meaningful, F-U-L-L, Life, which is a website I go to constantly. Wonderful Rabbi Jacobson. And he's got the personality types in the 12 tribes. That's it. And as far as my condition is concerned, I'm okay, long as I'm not thinking about it. So here we go. Back to sharing. And every time I do that, I lose my chat. So I have to redo the chat. Okay, gotcha. Now we have the counting of the Omer before we get to the Elenu. Anybody know what day it is? It's not
39. 39.
You can't say the day until we say the blessing.
Oh, excuse me.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav Vetzivanu Sfirat HaOmer. That can't be right. Oh, I know what I did. Hang on one second. I just want to make absolutely sure that I know that I got the... Yeah. Okay. היום 39 יום שהם 5 שבועות ו4 ימים לעומר. Anybody figure out what day that was? 39. This is the 39th day of the counting of the Omer. Not long before the 50th day, right? All right, now the Elenu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתגעים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש Kadosh Baruch Hu. Oops. Ours is the duty to praise the All-Sovereign, to honor the artist of creation who made us unique in the human family, with a destiny all our own. For this we bend our knees and bow with gratitude before the Sovereign Almighty, Monarch of all, the wellspring of holiness and blessing. Yeah, I gotta do something else here. On that day the eternal shall be one, and God's name shall be one. Now we say the prayer for the sick. Wait a second. There we are. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. The first thing I have on there is Melon, Mount Meron, Meron, Israel. Or Israel. Andrew Brown, Jr., John Hugazian, Susie Hall, Alexei Navalny, my friend Max Smith, Taylor White, the families of all the mass shootings that we've had over the past few months, Ziona, her mom, Chava Bat Elsa, and your family, losing your puppies, Yosef Ben Albert and Valerie Madison, Rav Galit Shira Bat Sarah, Shiron Ben Sarah, Menachem Ben Menashe, Ada Bat Chanya, Batia Malka Bat Perel Chaya, Roland and Judy Hansen, Shendel Bat Sharon, Chana Bat Shendel, all the COVID-19 victims, and hallelujah, Los Angeles didn't have any deaths. It looks like they are going back in, they're going to the yellow tier, which is amazing. Where I live in Orange County, California, we're not ready yet, I guess. We're getting there, though. If you'd like to unmute and tell me the names that you want remembered. Ziona.
Kelsey Bat Karen, and Elizabeth Bat Margaret, Benjamin Noah Ben Chaya, and the people injured in the bridge collapse in Mexico from a couple of days, yesterday or the day before, and all victims of violence.
Oh gosh, that's right. Yeah, the Mexican tragedy. Tragedy that was apparently not, it could have been prevented. On the other hand, so could the one at Mount Meron. Albert?
Rabbi Galit, Levi Slater, her husband Bob, Valerie, Aaron, Maddie, and Trey, Rose, Malcolm, and myself.
Okay, Ellen?
All those who are suffering physically and emotionally. Marlene Bakhaya, Jeannie Bakwana, Eric and Maggie. All those who were hurt on Mount Meron. And all refugees.
Thank you. Amy?
Yes. Pam, Hazel, you won't praise is silly, Mr. Bob. Rabbi Nancy, my friend Janice, her brother Jeffrey, my twin brother Albert, my identical twin brother, excuse me, Albert, Valerie Madison, Brenda Morgan, Ruth Newman, Roland and Judy Hanson, Nancy Matthews, Fiona, Brenda, Nadie, her mom Linda Davis, Mercedes Miller, her Aunt Margie, and yes, our prayers are working. And prayers for Israel, Brenda Hall, and prayers for India. Yes.
Okay, and Ellen also said, I don't know if you said this, but Eric Ben Maggie, Marlena Bat Chaya, Jenny Bat Juana. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals the sick. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei hacholim. Whoops. And, okay, also we want to say healing, prayers of healing for okay, from Tamara, Rabbi Galit, Jack Melman, Eunice Blecker, Susie Hall, the people who are hurt on the mountain. Okay, and the mourner's Kaddish. Lots of kids were killed, I guess, too, on the mountain, which is hideous. the Lag BaOmer disaster. A former classmate of mine in high school, Johnny Crawford, died this past week. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the name, if you're over 60, you might remember the Rifleman. Johnny was the son, Mark. He was also a Mouseketeer for a year when he was about 9, and he got, I guess they didn't renew his contract the following year, and he told his agent, "I'm washed up at age 9." Johnny was a sweetheart. He was a very shy, very unassuming kid. He had his own band eventually, and there wasn't anybody that didn't love the kid. We did Music Man in high school, and he lent us his horse for the Wells Fargo wagon. And I can remember the recording of the Wells Fargo wagon number and hearing the horse clomping around on the stage. Ooh, I'm sorry, Ziona. Ziona is also, you did. So, Ziona is also praying for a crossing guard who was hit by a car in Baltimore. I'm sorry. That shouldn't happen. Olivia Dukakis passed away. Another great actor. Machaya Bryant. Chana Bar Avraham Vasara, my friend Anne. Adam Toledo. Dante Wright. The Capitol Police. The COVID-19 victims. All victims of racial injustice. Ziona, you're unmuted, so you want to tell us?
Fear Bat Siona and Catherine Bat Lully and Andrew Brown Jr. and all the victims of violence.
Okay, thank you.
And people who were lost in India from COVID.
And the people killed in Mexico, too. Albert?
My earthly father, Albert, my brother Stevie, my grandparents, uncles, aunts, nephews, and cousins, Valerie's family, Jack and his family, Jane and her family, Will and his family, Estelle and her family, Helen and Delay, the young Hashola, and all those that have no one to pray for them.
Thank you. And Ziona, I guess he wasn't killed. He was badly injured. Is that, you said for the Misha Berach list, the crossing guard?
Yes, in critical condition, but last I heard, still alive, and we don't know the person's name. They're not releasing it.
Right.
But I mean, the person who hit them did stay on scene at least.
Okay. Good. Okay, Amy, you go next.
Okay, Isaiah, Azizi the Giraffe, for April the Giraffe, Beverly Fletcher, Beverly Edenson, Brian Sicknick, Harold Evengood, my friend Beth, Wayne and Kat Bragg, Ginny Mayer, Jared Lake, Charles Taylor Jr., Eric Talley, Sealer, Royal Puppet Dog, Sapphire, Scott Whitehead, Dante Ray, Rapper DMX, and there's a kid from New Jersey that was killed in Israel. He was only 19.
Okay, Ellen?
All those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. All people who have died in India, in Brazil, in Myanmar. Selma Bat Ida.
Okay. Reba is on Facebook, and I know
Praise for everybody.
she prays for everybody who has no one to say Kaddish for them.
Good.
And also praise for the Misha Barak people that everywhere. Okay, everybody, you can unmute and we'll say the Kaddish together. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Divrach Yudete, Ve'amlich Malchute, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'chayei l'kol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'yizman kariv, ve'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'alam Ulam Me'almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitoromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei D'Kudisha B'richu Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tuishbechata v'nechemata Da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom V'mrumav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tever V'imru Amen.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump's still banned from Facebook.
Yes! Okay.
I think you get a dose of triple medication, huh? Well, that got the doctor told me, that's all I got to say.
Well, poor guy. He's been so badly treated.
At least I got Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Isaiah told me to fix my eyes,
Okay. May our reps not. Okay, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. May our right hand bring us closer to our godliness. May our left hand give us strength to face each day. And for us, may our visions light our paths ahead, and behind us may well-being heal our way. All around us is Shekhinah. Shalom, everybody. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. And if you don't understand that one, you're going to have to Google that one too.
Tell her about Rabbi. Tov mode.
Love you all, and shalom. And Tamara, she had to go. She's exhausted too. And I will go limp my way back into the kitchen, and I've tried not to use my cane today, and I'm walking like Walter Brennan. So, and I put that on Facebook. It's really fun.
Thank you so very much.
Which is pretty funny.
Use it. If you need it, use it. Don't give it up yet.
Yeah, use it. Or something to come sit on you. That's gonna hurt. Just saying. Nothing helps.
Well, not much is helping me, but
Huh?
not much is helping me, that's for sure.
Well, why don't you just decorate the king like my mother's friend Little Rita?
Oh, and by the way, Ziona, you're looking at my background because my place is. I managed to turn my camera on for the restream thing for Siva Shalom, so that you're looking out my window. But I've got stuff everywhere.
Got stuffed animals all over the place. Giraffes, teddy bears, ponies, name it.
Thank
Okay.
you, Rabbi. It was like manna from the wilderness tonight.
I'm
Thank you.
ending.
I can't
Shalom.
believe my twin brother. It's so dark in there. You know,
Safest place in the house right now.
It's people like my twin brother that when it's raining outside, it doesn't mess up your hair. That's not fair. I'm just
Bye,
saying,
everybody.
When I get my hair cut, I'm sending you some hair. So you can like braid it on your head. You know?
Okay.
Oh, it's raining.
Bye.
Bye.
Shabbat.